Hello, and welcome to Cottage Grove, Oregon. My name is Kory Weimer, and I'm going to be your virtual tour guide on this, the Explore Cottage Grove video series. In this episode, we're going to explore the covered bridges of Cottage Grove and learn a little bit about their history and their construction. Did you know that Cottage Grove is known as the covered bridge capital in Oregon due to several fine examples of preserved and restored covered bridges? Let's go explore the covered bridges of Cottage Grove. The covered bridge tradition in Oregon dates to the 1850s. Out of necessity, pioneers built with the materials at hand. High-quality timber was more accessible in this area than was costly steel or concrete. To increase their useful life, houses were constructed over the timber trusses to protect them from the damp western Oregon climate. A covered bridge could last 80 years or more, while an uncovered span could deteriorate in about 9 years. It is estimated that Oregon had 450 covered bridges during the period of 1905 to 1925. By 1977, this number dwindled down to 56. Cottage Grove has the largest concentration of remaining covered bridges in the state, including the only remaining covered railroad bridge west of the Mississippi. Our road tour will start in the historic downtown district. We will travel approximately 30 miles in total. I would suggest you allow about 2 hours to enjoy the scenery and photograph the bridges. Head east on Main Street and then make a left at the signal on North 9th Street, also known as Highway 99. Continue north and stay right as you go over the East Cottage Grove connector. As you pass under Interstate 5, the road becomes Row River Road. The scenery transitions from small town to rural pastures and tree-covered hills. Continue driving on Row River Road approximately 4 miles out of town. You will catch a glimpse of the Currin Bridge to your right at Lang Road. Don't worry, you will be stopping at this bridge on your drive back. Look for the covered bridge tour sign and make a left to stay on Row River Road. The road will rise in elevation and you will soon get a glimpse of the Dorena Dam and the lake behind it. The scenic drive takes you along the north edge of the lake. At the stop sign, you will see Dorena Covered Bridge in front of you. Take a right and then a quick left into the parking lot. Our first stop on the tour is the Dorena Covered Bridge, built in 1949 after the completion of the Dorena Dam. It connected the two roads on either side of the Row River and was wide enough to accommodate 2 lanes of traffic. It was closed down after the road was straightened out. Let's go check it out. Like many of Cottage Grove's covered bridges, the Dorena Covered Bridge utilizes the Howe Truss, designed in 1838 by William Howe and patented in 1840. It utilized large wooden beams for the diagonal support and iron for the vertical supports, although iron was later replaced by steel in their construction. This design allowed bridges to cross larger spans of river. You could drive through the bridge, but the road dead ends on the other side. And the view of the river from the bridge is quite stunning, especially during the fall. Leaving the parking lot, head back towards town on Shoreview Drive, which follows the southern shore of Dorena Lake. As we continue back to town, turn left on Garrett Road and drive along a forest-lined country road. As you approach Mosby Creek Road, you will see the Stewart Covered Bridge to your right. Constructed in 1930 and restored in 1996, it crosses Mosby Creek. You can stop and view the bridge, but it is not accessible to vehicles or pedestrians. Turning right onto Mosby Creek Road, we continue a short distance to Lang Road. There we come upon Mosby Creek Bridge.
Behind me is the Mosby Creek Covered Bridge, named after an early pioneer who settled the area in 1853. The bridge was constructed in 1920, making it one of the oldest bridges still around in Lane County. The bridge was also restored in 1990, remaining open for vehicular traffic to this very day. Although be sure to check for oncoming traffic when using the bridge.
Proceed north along picturesque Lang Road. Before you reach Row River Road, Currin Bridge will be to your left. This is the bridge you glimpsed on your way out to Darina Bridge. You can stop and walk across this bridge. It is closed to vehicular traffic, however. The first bridge built at the site was in 1883. The current bridge was constructed in 1925. The Currin Bridge gets its name from a pioneer family who lived in the area bordering the river and is the only covered bridge in the Cottage Grove area painted red. After exploring the Currin Bridge, turn left onto Row River Road and head back into town traveling the same way you went out. Instead of turning right onto Main Street, continue south on Highway 99 until you reach the traffic light for Harrison Avenue. Turn right and travel across the coast fork of the Willamette River. Turn left on the stop sign out to South River Road and park on the street across from the Chambers Railroad Bridge. The Chambers Covered Railroad Bridge was originally constructed by lumberman J.E. Chambers in 1925. It was constructed to allow trains carrying lumber from the hills west of Cottage Grove to cross the coast fork of the Willamette River to the Chambers Mill located on the east side of the river. It was in use for just 5 years before the mill burned down. This bridge is the only remaining covered railroad bridge west of the Mississippi, and it is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. The bridge is open to pedestrian and bicycle traffic, and the bridge was completely restored in 2011. As we cross through the bridge, you will notice the large support timbers typical of the Howe Truss design. As you exit through the east end of the bridge, you come across information kiosks, which will provide a glimpse into the history of timber in this region and how it played a significant part of the development of Cottage Grove in the 20th century. Walk back through the bridge to cross the river to get to your vehicle. Make a U-turn and head north on River Road towards the historic downtown. As you travel north, watch for ducks and geese which congregate along the riverbank and sometimes cross the road. You will notice a swinging pedestrian bridge to your right, and there is some parking at Prospector Park if you would like to check it out. The swinging bridge was restored in 2019, and it doesn't quite swing as much as the original one did. However, today, like in the past, it provides a convenient pathway across the river for pedestrians and bicyclists. Traveling north on River Road to Main Street, make a right. You will see a parking lot to your right. Park your vehicle and walk across the street to the Centennial Covered Bridge, our last covered bridge on this tour.
The Centennial Covered Bridge was built in 1987 by a volunteer workforce led by DeRoss Kincaid. It was constructed on the piers of the first Main Street Bridge and was built using recycled materials from 2 other Lane County covered bridges. Here, on the west side of the bridge, you'll find the Veterans Memorial, as well as several informational placards detailing the historic Applegate Trail that followed the path of River Road. This concludes the tour of the covered bridges of Cottage Grove. As you cross back over the Centennial Bridge, please feel free to visit our historic downtown district with its number of unique shops, restaurants, and brew pubs, all open and ready to serve you. We look forward to our next adventure together, and we'll see you soon.
This episode of Explore Cottage Grove has been made possible by the creative efforts of local talent and the generous support of the following major sponsors. With additional funding support from the following: